Hey, what's going on, Hustle Nation? It's Johnny here. Today we're going to be talking about a very important topic, the game of money, right? The game of life, especially if you're here in America, right? So the game of money and how much time you got left, right? As described in the book by Robert Kiyosaki, who took my money, the author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I would highly suggest getting both of these books. I'll leave links in the description below. But in chapter 9, when he's talking about how much time do you have for the game of money, he shows this diagram, and I'll put the diagram up here so you guys can take a look at it. What he's explaining is how much time you got left to win the game of money, right? So it's very startling when I read this book how much time I do not have left and how so important it is to be very aware of the game of money as early as you can in your life, right? So what is the game of money? So what is the goal of the game of money, right? How do you define winning the game of money? Okay, so he defines the goal as, and I'll quote you, and he says, life is a game of time and money, right? For most people, our working years are often defined as the years between 25 and 65. Okay, so after you go to college, after whatever this and that, let's just say from 25 to 65 is the game of money. Okay, if you can do it before then, pre-game show, then that's awesome, right? But you don't want to. But you want to do it as soon as you can. You want to start playing as soon as you can, right? The game of money is defined as accumulating assets that can pay for your expenses. Pretty simple, right? You want assets, your investments, that kind of thing, to be able to pay for your expenses so that obviously you have passive income. You don't have to work anymore as you retire, right? So the winning the game of money is defined as, and I quote from book, page 158, winning the game of money is defined as having more money coming in from our assets rather than from our labor than is going out in our expenses. So paying for your expenses from the assets that you have instead of from working, right? Trading time for money isn't going to work when you don't have the job, right? You're saying to yourself, hey, I got a great job, I'm in quarter one, quarter two, whatever, but that's not going to last. So while you have it, you want to start putting money into assets, okay? Assets meaning passive income generating assets, income, dividends, stocks, that kind of thing, right? But let's take a look at these quarters. So the purpose of this video is to talk about how much time you have left and why it's important to start. So after your college days or whatever, let's just say that the game of money starts at around age 25. Each quarter is defined by 10 years. So from 25 to 35 is your first quarter. So if you're so lucky enough to be watching this video before you're 25, it's very important that you guys start saving your money, putting it into income producing assets, right? Income producing, cash flowing assets, right? Real estate, dividend stocks, whatever, that kind of thing. And leave me a comment below if you want me to talk more about income producing assets, okay? But in this video, we'll talk about how much time you have left. So from 25 to 35, quarter one, you still got time, right? You can mess stuff up like Robert Kiyosaki did, and his first quarter was a total fail. He explains in this book that he was $700,000 in debt, So no matter how hard your life may be, I doubt you may not have $700,000 in debt. Maybe a lot of credit card debt, that type of thing, but he was in a lot of debt and he got out of it, so there's hope for the rest of us, is what I'm trying to say. Okay, so quarter number 2, 35 to 45, right? After that, you're in halftime. So if you're in that range, start thinking about, and you haven't built up any assets, it's about time to start thinking about building up assets. Okay, so quarter number 3, 45 to 55, which I'm currently in late quarter 3, right? I'm about to turn 53, and I'm way behind in the game. So what am I going to do? I'm going to start creating more income and funneling that income into income producing assets. Okay, so leave me a comment, and if you want me to talk about the things that I'm doing to produce more income, because we have less time right now than the young people. They have the advantage of time to be able to slowly build up their passive income, right? For example, you can put so much of your paycheck toward the stock market, dividend stocks, that kind of thing, that will pay you dividends, passive income, right? You don't do anything, you just get money, right? So that type of thing. So now the crunch time, right? Just like a football game, right? In the fourth quarter, you're going to win or lose, right? I mean, so 55 to 65, you're here and you're like, oh crap, I don't have any money for anything. I'm going to work until I die, right? So in that phase, you definitely want to be producing some extra income to be able to acquire income producing assets at a faster rate than younger people, right? Because once you can't physically work anymore, that's it. Overtime, right? Overtime is past 65. You can't retire because you don't have any income producing assets, right? And if you're in that stage, you still have hope. You can still do side gigs or side hustles, something like that. But you have to be able to generate more streams of passive revenue to be able to fund your retirement when you can't physically work anymore, right? And then at that time when you can't physically work anymore, you're out of time. It's over. So you do not want to get to that point and have nothing left and have nothing to be able to pay for your golden years, so to speak, right? So it's very important to start as early as you can. The best time to start investing was 20 years ago. The second best time is right now. So for me, the plan is to create income to acquire assets that will generate passive income. So anyways, that's a quick one here. Leave me a comment below. Tell me what your plan is. Tell me what quarter that you're in this game of money, and what your plan is to be able to acquire those assets. So share this with someone who would benefit from this type of information, and give me a like for that YouTube algorithm. Subscribe to the channel for more of this type of real talk. And as always, I wish you much success in your finances and in life. Peace.